everyone. We're live.
We are live. Hello, everybody, and welcome to Above and Beyond, the Accessibility and Inclusion Live for Monday, January the 30th. Maddy, Dever, how are you?
Well, I'm not the one in the queue.
In the
Yes.
queue, you say?
Oh my gosh. I am snow locked to my house because we got 18 centimeters of snow yesterday when it was supposed to be like 5 or 6, and then it was 10, then it was like wow. So yeah, and it's cold. So I'm stuck in my room. But
Oh my
you are
goodness.
stuck in a queue with this
I
lovely
am stuck in the
background
queue.
music.
And
Tell us about the
literally,
music you're playing for us.
oh, this is some just phenomenal elevator music that I'm hearing. But let me tell you something, Maddy. This has just happened literally before we got on the live. I've been waiting for over 2 hours to speak and get information I needed to put through. I was second in the queue. Second. It just went through some weird kind of input your phone number thing where I didn't want to do it. So then it just moved me to 12 in the queue. I don't get it. I don't get it.
So yes, I was present in this. I can attest that there was nothing saying, "Hey, you're up now, but we need your phone number so we know who you are." Like it just says, "Please enter your phone number," with no reason
Randomly.
as to why. And when Anthony was like, "No, I don't. What's this? What's this for?" It's like, "Oh, I'm sorry, we can't help you right now. Back to the queue you go. Number 12. Hey, it could have been number 100. So you know.
For the record, I have been waiting in the queue for 2 hours and 28 minutes and 15, 16, 17 seconds, and so on and so on and so on.
I wish
But
I
and
wish
I
I had
told you, Maddie.
put a live count, like a live stopwatch of this. I don't
I
have that
know,
yet.
right? I know, right?
That's on our wish
See,
list.
I did tell you, Maddie, that I had a little bit of a transportation rant that I wanted to
Yeah.
convey to you and to our audience today. But this wasn't it.
Well,
This was not it.
yes,
This
I
is just
know.
going on.
Our
So we're
the
gonna see what
lives.
happens.
Oh,
We're gonna
yeah.
see what
Well,
finishes first: our live or me getting to hold of somebody on the phone. In which
yeah.
case, I will mute
No.
everybody because
So
you probably don't want to hear what I have
yeah,
to say.
yeah. We're not wait. This live is not going to wait until the end of. No, no. Like this live will have a natural ending point, and hopefully during this live you will get on to a real life person. But this is that time of day where uh, I've had my own like waiting. For me it's like navigating multiple health systems because I have a primary doctor in one place. I have support nearby. I have specialists in the city, an hour away. I have other specialists that I'm going to see 2 hours away, and they're all the recommendations they're all giving to me don't take into account for the fact that I'm a spinal cord injured person with massive food.
Your call is important to us.
Sorry, Maddie?
Please enter your 10-digit phone number.
Oh, back to my 10-digit number here. Sorry.
Okay, let's see if this works.
I'm sorry, that was an invalid entry.
It was an invalid entry.
Please
Sorry.
try again. Please enter your
Sorry, Maddie. What were you
10-digit phone
saying?
number, including your area code.
Enter your phone number.
No.
I'm sorry,
Yes,
that was an
do
invalid
it.
entry.
Enter
Please
your
try
phone number.
again. Please enter
Do
your
it.
10-digit
Let's see if
phone
that
number,
works.
including your area code.
It's saying enter my 10-digit phone number. Okay.
Yeah, area code and then the other 7 digits.
As opposed to my 9-digit phone number.
Thank you. Your call will
You
be
don't have a
returned in the
9-digit phone number.
sequence that you arrived in.
You always have a 10 digit. 3, 3, 4.
It just hung up on me. It just hung up on me. To enter, it did not tell me the reason why it wanted me to enter my phone number. They said that they were going to, call back. It's like, one of those, Rogers will call you back when you're next in the queue. But it didn't give me that inclination. That's what it was doing.
So basically, Dart turned into Drat.
It turned into another word that I really can't say on the live right now. But oh my god! Oh, okay. So since we're on this conversation, Maddie, let's have the conversation that I wanted to have with you about paratransit and this past weekend. This is going to be a really good live today, folks. I'm glad you guys join us. I hope you join us, have fun. But okay, anyway. So okay. I had a trip yesterday, Maddie, to go
Uh-huh.
to a convenience store, which I will not name, around the corner from where I live. Okay.
As one does, because that's our life. We need the convenience. Yes.
Well, here's the inconvenience of it. I booked the trip for a particular time
Mm-hmm.
and to return at a particular time within an hour. Okay.
Yeah.
Thinking, it's not rocket science to book a trip and whatnot. I have the bundle buggy with me. That's not the issue.
Uh-huh.
I call, darts drivers have what they call a circle check to make sure that their vehicle is suitable for, going on the road. And if not, they have to wait for another vehicle and so on and so forth. So
Uh-huh.
I've developed what I call my own little circle check, so to speak. I call to make sure I have the proper vehicle. I call to make sure that my ride is in the particular queue. I call to make sure that they give me the right vehicle. Okay, I do this in advance. I apparently have to add a fourth thing that I need to add. I have to make sure that the starting point is not my destination, and my destination is not the ending point.
So basically, the Dart has changed their philosophy, changed their system to match the philosophy that our destination is that we begin at our destination.
Yeah,
And that's how we start. We start at our destination, and then the world we work and can roll back.
we
There
started
you
our
go.
destination, go to our real destination, get picked up from our real destination, and go back to the destination that we were intending to go in the first place. Essentially, the
Uh-huh.
trip was booked in reverse.
Yeah. So it's this is a human issue. It's either the humans that wrote the software that does this, or it's the humans that interoperate with that software. So is it in the system or between the fingers and the keyboard? That's or the mouse. Ah, I know it's see everyone experiences delays, frustrations, things not showing up. But when we have significant disabilities and significant mobility issues, the little like we have to line up everything we do with a little bit of buffer because we know that the coming and the goings may not happen, but that's okay. So we'll deal with a buffer. But we have our day lined up for the when we're going when we're leaving and when we're coming back. And if that gets upset in any way, there's a domino effect that is significantly frustrating and potentially dangerous for us. Whereas, I acknowledge that I had some of these issues before I had significant mobility disabilities, but they didn't end my day. They didn't cause
They
massive like I have been stranded in different cities and towns because the forgetting to book a return visit or that I yeah it's like you're in Hamilton area and I am
Yep.
a rural area, and when this happens in a rural area in another town really isn't it's just oh my god. There's all kinds of issues with urban transportation for people with disabilities. It's serious, but it's like that and more in the wilderness of rural having a rural. So I don't have a rural disability, but Maybe I do. Maybe that's what it is. It's a real disability. It's a barrier, right? And my barrier is the rural system that doesn't have funding to have this any near to the amount of services that are available in urban areas. And so if that barrier removes, I'm not disabled by it anymore. So hey, maybe I have a real disability. Add that to my list of disabilities.
So how's your day going, folks? Let us know. Go above and beyond. Nope, sorry. Above and beyond the podcast at gmail.com. Let us know how you guys are doing. We'd love to hear it.
Yeah. Yeah.
Okay, so yeah.
There's some more.
Speaking of above and beyond,
girls.
Maddie, let's get to some exciting news.
All right.
The TV show,
little drum roll
season
here.
4, episode 1. Yes, I do.
Okay.
Season 4, episode 1 airs tonight, 8:30 p.m. on Cable 14 and cable14.com. Maddy, get Bruce up there and let that banner show.
I'm doing it. I have to go looking for it because some of these things were from when I had we discovered last week, I think, or the week before, that there's a limit to the number of banners I can have.
That's
but
right.
I can
Yeah,
create more folders with more banners. So now I have to go back and forth. It's like, it's a me thing. There you go. Cable14.com.
Cable 14, cable14.com. 8:30 p.m. tonight. First episode. So excited. I had Ian McPherson on. Ian McPherson ran for city council as well in Ward 1. So we discussed the challenges and the opportunities, our platforms, and basically we talked about a lot of takeaways from our experiences of running for city council. So, folks, very exciting episode. Please tune in. Cable 14, cable14.com. And I just thought about something very exciting, Maddy. How coincidentally we are doing our Facebook Lives on Mondays, and every new episode airs on a Monday, which is exciting. See, it writes itself. I'm still pretty winded from this little shenanigan we have with the paratransit people, but
yeah, well, I mean, one of the things that really makes us feel human is our ability to go places, and when that ability is derailed, hopefully not literally, it really throws our ability to do things and participate. And the whole concept of social inclusion really means that we need to have the ability to go wherever anybody else goes, and
with dignity
as
and
you
respect.
Exactly. And you all in the audience have heard us talk about this so many. It's almost like today's. It's the Monday. It's the Monday accessibility transportation check, and I don't think
Feels like
we've had a time yet. It does. It does. I don't think we've ever had a green check mark for this is accessible in terms of everything, even the best experiences. They had a lot of work to make it happen properly, and there's the anxiety: is will it not work? Right? We have to trust. We have to build all kinds of systems to deal with the potential improbable fact that they won't get it completely right. And it's just like just talking about it like right now, it's like I've got this pit of anxiety because I know I have places that I want to go to in the next month, and it's going to require me trying to find a way to getting out of the town I live in. And once I get out of the town I live in, then I can, then I have more abilities to get to places myself. It's the anxiety is so strong. I want to participate, especially as an advocate. I want to be able to go to Ottawa and speak on things that are happening. Especially with the Canada Disability Benefit. I want to be able to go to Toronto and lobby hard to get ODSP increase, and the many other things that are affecting disabilities. Like that's just the life and death one, but there's many others. The intersection of so many issues, and it's the thing that causes me the most stress is transportation.
Yep.
Like there's so many other things. Like in my town, and getting to medical appointments, it's pretty good, but it's the quality of life stuff. It's that being included in the world stuff that the barriers are just immense. They're either physical barriers because they just don't arrive, or they're financial barriers because if I can get something, it's expensive. And I just like I want to participate. I want to do things more than on Zoom and these lives. And when I
Yeah,
can
I
do it,
mean,
it is amazing. It's just transportation. We live in a world where we can't rely on the thing that we need, not the most, but significantly to allow us to participate. And it's. I mean, we ended up talking about it every week. I'd
yeah,
love it.
I
I love
mean,
a time where we're not talking about it. That would be the dream. This live would happen, and we'd have nothing to say about transportation that week. It would be amazing.
it would certainly be amazing, Maddie. Like even
Yeah.
when when it just happens naturally, when we can naturally access transportation like
Mhm.
anybody else. Get on the phone, be on hold for what 30 seconds, book a transportation, book our ride, and off we go. Being able to do something spontaneously,
Yeah.
rather than booking a week in advance. I'd love to be able to do that. Like
Yeah.
it'll be interesting.
Oh,
So I
yeah.
guess, ladies and gentlemen, we will no longer have to wait on hold together for when darts come because they didn't tell me that that's the reason why they wanted my phone number to be put in there so they could call me back. They said I was 12th in the queue. I For some reason I just magically went from 2 to after putting my phone number in to 12, and then it hung up on me.
Yeah.
So how's everybody doing out there
Yeah.
tonight? Yeah, I this is not how I envisioned this live to go tonight, Maddie. I'm excited. The show's coming back on cable 14,
Yeah.
season 4, episode 1. It's been a good week. The Ticats acquired and signed an elite quarterback in Bo Levi Mitchell. I'm excited to go back to Tim Hortons Field in May. Uh, it's life is good. Life is good
Mhm.
outside of transit. And even you talk about it, Matt. You talk about the fact that
Yeah.
when we can break through one barrier, subsequent barriers are easier to break through.
Yeah. Yeah. And literally solving transportation issues or significantly resolving them. That's a big barrier. And if that one got broken, I mean, and there's all kinds of interior barriers to that. Like there at the heart of it, it's an attitudinal barrier. There's a priority being made, and the intentionally or unwittingly, there's a priority decision being made that it's not it's not as important as some other things that we're funding to resolve this particular problem. So is it the process, the policies, the funding, the government, the what, there's all kinds of these many barriers, and we just have to find ways of removing some of these interior barriers, and those barriers will fall down like a domino. I caught myself. Yes, I
No,
almost
you
went.
did. You did. I thought a different word was coming out.
It's all, folks.
I
Yeah,
thought
I
something. You
sometimes
know
trip
what?
on my words.
That's okay. You got. I thought you were going to say a different word, in which case this live might have taken it to the next level. We need to put a
I
viewer
don't do that.
discretion and advise
Just on
kind
the
of preamble
podcast,
to
so I
it.
can cut it out. Just in the podcast, so I can
Uh,
cut it out.
well, no, this is
It's like
live right now, though.
yes, yes, but I didn't. What I'm saying is, if I was to go into somewhat experimental language, I wouldn't do it on live. I'm pretty good at being intentional of the words I use. So I can say those people, and it gets the desired effect out there.
Ladies and gentlemen, I'm being joined by Donald Duck today.
Yeah, it's one of my voices.
Okay. That's pretty good. I like that. Oh man, that's pretty good.
Do voices. Yes. Yeah, that's one of the few voices that have not been affected by my spinal injury. There's a lot of other. I can now do a lot more deep voices, like Marlon Brando. Yeah, and what I did today, I did Godfather earlier today in a thing I had. Yes, because we're talking about determination of needs, which is the process that we go through in the Ontario Autism Program to get funding, but we also call it the dawn. Well, I'm making a whole crack of jokes about the dawn of a new day. It's breaking dawn now that we've done it. But then I was just like, the dawn is all about giving you a funding offer that you can't refuse. It just, yeah.
Ladies and gentlemen, sit down comedy with Maddy Dever.
Exactly. The jokes are just rolling.
Because standing is overrated.
Yep.
That's what they tell me. I'm sure that's what they tell you, Maddy.
Yeah.
But
the rolls I do are gluten-free rolls. Roll. I pinned that one down. Rolling pin. There's 1,000 ways of. Okay, so this is a Monday, and it's at 5:22 now. It's been a long day of stuff. Got a lot of stuff done today, but it's a lot of trying to deal with medical things. Like I have some really great medical providers. The problem is, and my GP is awesome about centralizing things and figuring things out, and realizing that the difference between the doctor I have now, which is at a community health center, she's on salary, so she's not billing one thing at a time, right? So she can, when she sees me, we go head to toe, all of the things that are going with me, and trying to figure out anything new and where is the status of different tests and specialists and stuff like that. And because of that, she's now seeing the system issues that I have, and not just the individual things that I've been complaining about off and on for years, but nobody's put them all together because you only get one thing at a time. But what I'm finding is that all of the professionals that work for the specialists and everything, they're all great, but they're making recommendations that don't take into account the other things that I have. And the recommendations can be counter. And so I have to make an appointment with my doctor to sort of make heads or tails. It's like, well, this doctor's saying do these things, and this specialist over here is saying do these things. None of them are taking into account that I have significant allergies. So when it comes to food, nutrition, things like that, it's like I have limited options to start with. So I have, what I need is to figure out how, with all of these different things that all have slightly different things that they want you to do, how do I do it? And also take into account the fact that I have a spinal cord injury, which means that my ability to do exercise is between the spinal cord injury and all of the tears that I have and all of the joints. Give me a life coach. Have them beside me and figure something out, and I'll try. But it's so frustrating because you get told these things, and I know that they're used to having patients who their choices, make it harder for them to do things. So the doctors are usually used to giving them a kick in the butt to do the right things, and I'm like, I would love to have a kick in the butt, except you'd probably put me in the hospital. So, but a virtual kick in the butt. What do I do? How do I do it? How do I get sustained? So, well, physiotherapy. I'm on ODSP. Physiotherapy is for people with magic dragons
and money.
So Yeah, money. That's it. That's the magic dragons. Like I don't. It is so frustrating. How many times? If there was one thing that I wish that ODSP would grant us, if they can't give us more money, cover things like physio, because I know so many people that if they had physio, they could probably be supported enough to work somewhat. It's people in ODSP want to feel better, want to get help, but we, like, if it's not covered by an MD or something in a hospital, there's no option for us. So any of the alternate things or the paramedical stuff is that people with money, with jobs, whatever, with their own private insurance, they have access to it, and their their ability to bounce back from an injury or illness or a disorder is so much faster because they've got the supports. Like, they talk about a job. The best social service is a job. Well, if you want us to get to the ability to do that, then throw the money at like the medical supports that we would need in order to be able to do that. It's so frustrating. Like, or double ODSP so that we actually have a little bit of money that we maybe could put towards it. It's like these medical professionals. I'm not discounting them because they're used to dealing with a certain amount of people, and their learning and education tells them that for people that have this disorder or this thing or these symptoms, they need to do these things, and then they tell they tell the patient that they send a report to the family doctor, and they go on to the next patient that's got similar issues. But I really think we still need specialists. But we need specialists who have the understanding that they're part of the system, and look at all of what the person is going through, other than just the thing that you're honed in on, because the recommendations, they're they tend to end up being ableist because they're not understanding everything the person is experiencing. And you just, like, you're getting told all this, like, well, you're obese. Why am I obese? That's the question. It's like, why? How did I get here? It's not like there's a journey of things that have happened that have massively changed since I had a car accident. Whereas I didn't have, I had slight issues, and now I have major issues, like accidents. Thing, like, look at the whole damn life, because it's really hard as a patient hearing these things. And I know that the next specialist I'm going to go to on a different thing is probably going to say something similar, but focusing on their stuff. Well, their recommendations sometimes counter each other. Anyways, rant over.
Okay, so that leads me to a question for you, Maddy.
Sure.
And we can adapt this question into the conversation that we're currently having. What came first, the chicken or the egg?
Good question. I'm going to answer that question.
Ladies and gentlemen, he's about to initiate Bruce once again with the answer of 42. Okay.
Yeah. Doesn't matter what the question is. The answer is always 42.
I thought it was C.
It's Hitchhiker's Guide to the Galaxy. It's a reference from there.
Okay. Yes. Okay.
They're building a machine. They're building a machine to figure out the ultimate answers to life, the universe, and everything. And they find out that the answer is 42. But then, the whole struggle of the book is they forgot what the question was. They have the answer. It's 2 million years. They finally, they got the answer. The Earth was created to answer the question, but they don't have anybody that remembers what the question is that they were answering. It's basically government bureaucracy. Let's build a program.
And ladies and gentlemen, keep in mind that we started this live while I was also live on the phone with darts, and Maddy's just disappeared and reappeared once again.
Fixing the focus of. There we go.
Needless to say, it was a very interesting ordeal, but some people do come with a disability. Some are born with it. Others, acquire an injury or even worse, a disability over time. We just need to be able to expect to be treated equally and get the same services to us as those without disabilities. That's just the be all end all of it for me. Uh, tells me, yeah. So, uh oh. It's true.
It's
True.
true. Once you got one, you can't stop.
Yeah,
Feels like that,
I don't.
anyways.
Okay, so we're 30 minutes into the Facebook Live now, Maddie. How have you been, buddy? How was the week?
Tired. But the week it's just started. It's Monday. It's Monday.
No, no, I'm
I
talking
was
about
gonna
from
do a
last
lot.
live to this live.
Yeah. All right. I was gonna do a lot of things this weekend. I had a list of things, documents I was gonna write, things I was gonna do, and I realized Saturday morning I was really stressed out. It's like I think I took on a little bit much that week, and I sort of had to. I've learned to listen to my body. Like if I'm feeling anxious, I'm doing something too much, and I need to figure what that is. Like what's my main purpose? What's the core reason for being right now in terms of what I'm doing? And I have to say, is there anything that I'm doing that's not part of that? And is that helpful, or is it hindering me? And because I got to find something to let go, and I found the thing that I need to let go, and um, I just huge sense of relief of letting it go. Way early on in the project, so I'm not affecting anybody. But it's like if I know that if I don't listen to myself, this is what used to happen a lot of time. I'd go through burnout cycles where I'd just get to the point where I didn't say no to anybody, and I kept doing things, and then everything will fall apart, and I'd lose everything I was doing. But these last 3 years, like I've realized, like I have limited use of my body, limited use of my time, limited use of my energy. Um, so if I want to do the things that really help, like getting involved in enough stuff allows me some structure. I feel things are important. The important things are happening. People's lives are going to be helpful and changed. Um, but also there's enough time in between for me to do life stuff. I have to be careful not to do too much because I don't want all that to unravel. My my mental health um, is strong when I'm busy enough. I find summers, especially August, very difficult because there's nothing. Although I'm dedicating this summer, I'm going to basically strip everything that I'm doing down. I'm in the middle of doing a lot of writing. I'm putting aside July and August, especially August, to do just take a break and do writing and see how that goes. But I've done in the past where I've taken on more things than I can chew, and I think they're all important, think they're all good, and I realize now, not every one of it is. It's kind of like Marie Condor. It's her name's something like that. It's like you're looking at what gives you joy. What's and of all the things you need to keep that you have, you need to keep the things that bring you joy, and think about the importance of keeping the things that don't necessarily bring you joy. So for me, it's like bringing me purpose. Um, it's like some hard things I'll still do, even though they're really testing me, because the outcome is worth the journey. Um, yeah. So I realized this past week was intense. I had a lot of days with a lot of meetings. Like I think Thursday I was like on Zoom somewhere from like 9 to 9:30 with 2 40-minute breaks, and that was like that's my usual Tuesdays. I'm okay with 1 day a week. 'Cause Wednesday's usually a lot less, and then Thursdays usually very little, and Fridays are like, I have a balance in the week normally, But Thursday duplicated my Tuesday, and Saturday I was just okay. I felt the relief of letting go of this thing, but I was like, okay, I'm tired. I need to rest. I need to take this weekend to just relax. Because if I don't, the anxiety thing would have maybe needed to take rest anyways. But this was a really busy week, and my body was telling me, I think you just need to just rest, relax, bench. My daughter had a few of her friends come over, and we played some games and watched some stuff. It was nice, relaxing, and I feel better today than I did all weekend. Yeah, so that's me.
Let it
Trying to keep
go. Let it
Yeah,
go.
absolutely.
Can't hold it back anymore.
Yeah, yeah.
Let it
I
go. Let it go.
yes,
Ladies and gentlemen,
my heart will go on. My heart will go on. And love is an open door.
I thought love is a battlefield.
Love is a heartache. Love is a headache. Love
hurts.
Love hurts. Yes, love bites.
Love bites.
Yes. Love.
Love is love.
Yeah.
But then I ask myself, Maddy, what's love got to do with it?
Oh my gosh. You're
Just
flying with these things today.
Just to ask those people that are in the love shack.
Love Shack, baby, Love Shack. Love Shack, baby, that's where it's at.
Oh man. Oh wow. This is
yes, the B-52s. Yes. My childhood.
Yeah, and ladies and gentlemen, I'm pretty sure Maddy won't need some red wine.
No, my kids do enough whining. I don't need any more wine.
We should.
We got a comment. We got a comment here. Oh, Megan. Yeah.
Megan, hello.
Yes.
Hello, Megan. This is an interesting.
Yes, Mary Kondo. I put an R at the end of Kondo, so I pronounced it correctly, but in my mind there was an R. So excellent. Yes, I think it's the first time we've used the show comments feature in a long time. I know I've done it before, but yeah. Hello, Megan.
We got it. We actually have the live viewers, so we have to behave ourselves.
Exactly.
But it's Megan, so it's,
we have to. Yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
It's Megan, so we know each other. Yeah. So Maddy, I know you talked about wanting to do some traveling too.
Yes. Yeah.
Hopefully, thank you, Maddy. So which account do we have to behave on then, Megan?
Yeah. So probably Mary Kondo's.
So you said you were. So you're going to be doing some traveling, I understand, over the summer, hopefully, correct?
Yeah. So I'm definitely hoping that I'll be going across the province, talking to a lot of groups about the language of inclusion. That's really the theme. I'm hoping to chat with everybody about. I may be actually going to an international conference in Cincinnati this late June or in the summer. So I'm like, that's kind of cool. I haven't gone in the States since 2017, I think. Yeah, 2017 or 2018, probably 2000. Around there, one of those 2 years. It all blurs. Like everything before the pandemic is snapped into before the pandemic, and there's during the pandemic, which is like who knows what happened when. It's like a jigsaw puzzle that we'll figure out. That the people in the next age from us will figure out, trying to figure what is this? What? Mask? What the hell?
I mean, I applied to be a speaker at one of the events in Cincinnati, an accessibility event.
Cool.
Not in,
Cool.
in the U.S., not in Cincinnati. But somebody reached out to me and said I should apply for this, so I did. I haven't heard back yet, so I'll keep you guys posted. But
Yeah.
so isn't today Doug Ford's return to office today too?
No,
Is it
no.
tomorrow?
It's
Okay.
it's David Onley Day.
No, that's September the 5th.
Yes. That's what I'm saying is the day. It's the memorial is today
For David Onley
for
today.
David Onley. Yeah. No, the Ford and Company come back on the 21st of February. That is the day
so they still got some more time.
It's Ottawa. The MPs in Ottawa come back today.
I knew somebody came back today. Yes.
Yeah.
Thank you, Megan. It is David Onley's funeral today.
And in Canada, Nickelback comes every day.
What's that?
In Canada, Nickelback is here every day.
Well, I've never made it as a wise man. Sorry, I had to. So where was I going with this? I was. See, now I lost my train of thought.
You were talking about Doug Ford being back today, and I was like, saying, no, actually, it's
not
today.
Okay, that's kind of why I lost my train of thought.
That's right. Yes.
Oh, another thing happened too, Maddy, and we should have sent out the press release. Should we have known about this earlier? Sherry Caldwell, our beloved leader with the Ontario Disability Coalition, met Nicole Callender today. Over the weekend, sorry. Nicole Callender is the founder of an organization called Friends for Kindness and created the Unbirthday Party for kids with disabilities that are, very secluded, with doesn't have that many friends. So it's a birthday card kind of celebration where we bring people together to celebrate kids. So Nicole Callender and Sherry Caldwell met this past weekend, and we needed to know this earlier, so we could have done a press release. Sure, why not? Oh man, so that was a nice surprise to see Sherry and Nicole meeting. And I don't know why Sherry didn't come.
Okay, so I think that our next guest, we need to have Sherry back on again because she's doing a new thing where she's basically creating an umbrella network of disability organizations across Canada to really push for support for caregivers to be able to, well, for example, like if you need to look after your child, you can't get ODSP. You can only get OW. And it puts a lot of people who really have no choice but to, and who also want to be able to support their children. It's really difficult, especially in single parent families, but even with dual parent or it's really difficult to be able to afford the support you need to be able to take the time off to be able to support your child. So I think that it'd be really cool to have her on and talk about the initiative that she's just been going gung ho, meeting everybody. She's like on fire. It's every she calls and does Facebook messenger chats. Like it's like, oh, I did this, I met this person, and this, and it's like it's building towards trying to make some changes in some small changes and some big changes. But really, it's an attitude shift kind of stuff that would open up things to allow caregivers to get the material support they need to be able to support their child whose medical needs may be met, but it's the support that the caregiver support needs. Yeah, so Sherry's we're a big fan of Sherry.
Absolutely. Yeah, and just as an update to the listeners, Darts has still not called me back. This has gone like 20 plus minutes. They still have not called me back. Yeah. Thank you, Megan. Absolutely. Yeah.
Now, you can say this either. You can say that Dart is drat, or you can say it's the rat.
It's a little bit of column A, a little bit of column B.
But I suppose if
finally-
it was DRAT, we'd want it to be Ratatouille so that it can actually get things done. But
Yeah,
it's been a
it's
day. But all I can say is I'm honestly I'm gonna try to unfuzz myself. Hello, focus,
yeah,
focus.
you are quite fuzzy, Maddy, and I thought it was just the alcohol I was drinking. No, I'm kidding.
There we go. Oh no. It figures this out in Zoom, but it can't figure it.
Nope. Doesn't help.
No, it doesn't help. Sometimes, like you see in Zoom, I can turn the camera off and turn the camera on, and it resets the focus. But when I turn the camera off here, it doesn't actually turn the actual camera off. It just shuts it from being displayed. Like if I do stop cam.
I mean, with all due respect, Maddy, the fuzziness could also be an improvement. No, I'm only kidding.
Wow, fuzzy wuzzy. Fuzzy. Oh, I could. Okay, I used to see all my voices. I have to retrain myself to do all of my voices because
There we go.
Oh, hey, it's because I talked to the hand and then it decided to do it. It's just
I can see clearly now. The raise is gone.
Yes.
Why am I singing on the Facebook Live? I'm sorry, guys. It's
can
really
see
been that kind
all
of day.
obstacles in my way.
How convenient, see?
Yeah.
Except it's still raining.
Yeah, well,
For us.
There's so many rain songs we could do, but we could do you know what? My problem today is I forgot to fill my water bottle before we started. And if it sounds like I'm a little bit slurred, it's because my tongue is dry and I've got just enough moisture to be able to speak, but not enough I'm focusing on trying to keep my mouth able to speak that I can't then do recall of words because that's telling my body to do two things at once.
Two time. Okay.
Exactly.
Yeah. So, Maddy, so what's on tap for the week? What do we have going on this week, my friend?
Well, let's see. Got a lot of meetings. Meetings. One of my kids is going to be changing their basically on Thursday. Term 2 of their school begins. So term 1 was a bit of a struggle. So new courses, new things. Going to be trying some stuff to see if that can help them a bit better than last. I think the last 3 years for anybody that's in school has been a real challenge. There's so much change and so much not being in there, and the school systems all being focused on technology uses that are great for people without disabilities, and for some kids with disabilities, not being in school was a great thing. Like it actually, it was way better for them because being in school was a struggle. But there's others that need to be in school because of the social connections, even if they're not able to, to join in, but they need to be present. The whole Teams thing with nobody on camera, but listening to a teacher, but not seeing anything, having chats that were just strolling by so fast that it's hard to place. Like, I have a kid who's very visual and very needing connection. You take those away, you don't learn anything. So it was really challenging. So there's a lot of kids with gaps right now, and the school, now everything in the school is back to normal, but the kids haven't really caught up yet, and so it's been a bit of a struggle. But I'm hoping that we've got some changes made that'll make things better. But
I would
it's
even venture
always a fight. It's always a fight with schools and school boards and 72 different ways of doing things. Yeah,
I would even venture to say, Maddy, that that's also a part of a person's routine as well. And with the effects of
Oh
the
yeah,
pandemic, it really deviated into many people's routine
yeah,
and then having to pivot
yeah.
is also a struggle.
And the mental health of teens and tweens right now is really fragile. It's like the 3 years of death, disease, and uncertainty has taken a toll, and it's something that we really need to advocate. We need to normalize the term "it's okay to be not okay," and really look at ways of eliminating the stigma. We've all gone through this thing that's vastly affected us, and teens and tweens who do not have any of the mechanisms to cope, you know then not to say that adults really have as many as either, but we really need to advocate strongly that there's funding for kids in school and outside in the community, and for families, because you spent a lot of the last 3 years together at home. it, there's a lot of um, challenge, being with anybody 24/7, even the person you love the most, can be very hard. There's a reason,
Yeah.
there's a reason that it's good to have kids going into school. It's good for people to be out. It's good for married people to not necessarily work side by side. There's a good reasons to have separation a bit of where you do things and how you do things. So yeah, there's just
Yeah.
so much that
Yeah.
I we need to keep pushing for it, because I'm seeing it with my daughters and their friends. It's just it's all like they're not going to be the same teenagers that we were, and every generation is different. But this is like we had the Gulf War and we had 9/11, but they really didn't affect us. We were aware of them as big things.
Mhm.
This pandemic, it's affected all of us everywhere, and
Yep.
some more than others, but it's been a collective thing. And it's, I think that these kids, as they go into college or university and in the workforce, are you've got a shell shocked bunch of kids, and I we just need to keep remembering that there there's a need here, and I don't think
Yeah,
it's
absolutely.
the need is being funded enough to be able to actually help. But
Yeah.
yeah,
I mean, last not to really, but last Wednesday was Bell Let's Talk Day, and
yeah.
it's a
Let's
reminder
just
as far
call it
as I'm
let's just
concerned.
call it Let's Talk Day. Yeah, let's just call it
Yeah,
Let's
yeah,
Talk Day.
Let's Talk Day. I mean, it's also a reminder, but it's not just that specific day. It needs to be every day that people need to reach
Yeah,
out to talk. So I know
yeah,
that I'm here. If anybody needs to reach out, and Maddie, I'd
yeah.
like
My
to say
DMs
to
are
you as
always
well.
open. Yeah, my DMs
Exactly,
are always open.
exactly. So like, reach out. We're always here to listen. You can reach out to us at above and beyond the podcast, gmail.com, at Matt J. Dever, at Anthony underscore Frisina. We go live every Monday at 5 p.m. Eastern time, except for some occasions. We do
It's five
podcasts
ish
that
p.m.
we
Let's just call it.
yeah
Let's call it
5 ish
five ish p.m.
5 ish p.m. Let's above beyond for you on Twitter, and above and beyond pod on Facebook. Reach out to us, guys, because we need to have the conversation and we need to cultivate fundamental systemic and culture change and turn it into action. And we all need to do this together. We need allies and we need to trailblaze this together. Maddie, this was a great conversation with you.
Mhm.
As always, my friend, we are over our typical 30-minute Facebook Live, but a lot of it was
30-ish
had to be said.
minutes.
Right. Everything works when you add ish to it.
Yeah.
I think. I think.
Uh,
Anyway, thank you guys for joining
Many
us
things will.
on the Facebook Live. Shout out to Megan because yes, we can see her comments on as well. Feel free to comment throughout the podcast. We'll respond and acknowledge you. So thank you, Megan. Thank you, Maddy, as always. Always good to chat. We will talk to you guys next Monday on Facebook Live. Next Monday is a very important day because next Monday is the day before my birthday. So I expect people to join us on the Facebook Live and give me some happy birthday messages for the next day. So this is your homework,
Excellent.
ladies and gentlemen.
Okay.
All right, guys. Take care.
Take care. Bye bye.
Bye now.